But chat, let's talk about this card draw.
Oh my goodness, this card draw. Oh my goodness.
We're gonna bird up. We're birding up, chat. Birding up with Ho.
Ho challenge.
Oh no, it's Ho.
Oh my goodness. Followed by putting it down with Poochie, some MUTEKI Buffalo, and ending it off with Orca. This is a.
This is the Groove Radar theme, in which.
Oh my goodness.
Shut up, do it, learn it. At least it's Ho expert, but it's still the bird. We're still birding up.
It doesn't matter what difficulty. Any chart of Ho is gonna hurt. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck. You're gonna have a bad time. But this song is also just really cool and really fun to listen to. Really fun to watch. Let's see.
All right, they dap it up.
Let's see if the players actually are able to remember all the weird intricacies of this chart. Because there's a lot in it.
We have Malkier versus Kinfante. Here we go, chat. Here we go, chat. Bird up. Let me see your bird. Let me see the birds. Push some buttons for some birds in chat. Let's go, chat. This is going to give them some energy. We're here to be entertained, chat. Let's go.
Slowing it back down.
All right, you know, I could share the score right now, but there's so much going on in this chart, chat. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm just going to let the chart speak for itself, but I'm just going to say it's anyone's ball game all the way until the end, no matter what you see the score differential. And shout out to both players. They're putting in the work right now. Neither one of them is like slacking off at all. And this is probably one of the only, there's maybe this and the next pattern up next. That's your only break. Everything else is going to be pretty intense for the rest of the song.
Yeah, after this section here, yeah, you're in for a world of pain, so be ready.
Yeah, by the way, this and the challenge are the ultimate knowledge check songs of this entire game.
At this point, it is pretty much all stamina.
And what's impressive is they both know the chart really well.
Oh, that's so fast.
Let's go.
Beautiful run.
All right. 1969 to 2025. Hey, look at that. It's 2025. May your 2025 be as hype as that chart was. And hopefully not as crazy and ridiculous as that chart just was.
Man, I hope. You know what? If my 2025 means more Camellia, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
All right, and something to also point out. This is one of those unfortunate Michigan team kills that we got going on. Yeah, both of them from Michigan. We have Kinfante coming all the way from Kalamazoo, playing from the DNB out there, as well as, you know, a good ITG player playing at home setup, and Malkier, who plays over in the Auburn Hills with the Round 1 over there.
Next up, we're going to be going with Poochie Expert. It's one of those songs, I mean, one, it's course K, so it sounds amazing. But it's also just like weirdly technical. There's a lot of weird rhythms, short, quick bursts that you got to get through. And again, it's another one of those charts that kind of just, you know, pulls all punches. Like, you got to be ready for it.
It's also a chart in which the chart knowledge, the skill check from this song comes into play from dialing in the proper speed mod to be able to read all of the parts of the chart respectively. Because you have your part that goes, most of the song is at this BPM that you see right here. It's a slower BPM, but you still have drills going into it. And a little bit into this, you're going to have the speed up of 220, and that's kind of it. It bounces between those. It's going to end at this BPM.
Gives you a little quick speed up here and then brings it back right down with a weird gallopy bit.
All right, Malkier still maintaining a lead right now by about 40. But as you see, this song is tricky. And as you kind of see, like just right there, I was just about to say, it's real easy to overstep on that drill section right there.
It's so easy to go too fast there.
All right, and
anyway, you get a nice little chill section.
yeah, this is going to be the point in which I would like Kinfante, and he's doing an amazing job of it right here, where you're going to want to steal some points back, steal some perfects back with the MA.
And you can see, yeah, he's crushing that NMA there. Both players taking a little bit of a breather.
All right, and we're about to get ready to go into the speed up. And we got stream pretty much from here on out. Now it looked like Kinfante he didn't step back. He missed his placement on that arrow on the drill, the first drill.
It was a tiny little bit of a crossover drill.
All right, and Malkier takes it with another one back to back. So he is up 2-0. 1883, 1757. Yeah, the chart is real tricky, especially as you kind of saw with like Kinfante right there. The part that makes it tricky isn't always the slowdown where you're going to rush the drill section. It's going to be your placement. And you saw it with a lot of like triplet sections during the speed up, where you actually, it's preferable that you do step back instead of double step. So you kind of have to step back on your off foot and then get ready to pivot towards some of the other sections right there.
With that, we are jumping right into MUTEKI Buffalo.
We're gonna, yeah, one of the charts that recently got a challenge, actually.
And with that, we are going with the challenge chart. So
yeah, this is a chart, and I'm excited for you guys to see what's going on with it. I love this song, and then I remember seeing this chart for the first time, watching like a Eijiken chart play of it, and I was like, this isn't that bad. And then I played, and I was like, all right, this chart rules, but like, this chart keeps you honest. Like it makes you respect it.
Also, can't go wrong with a good C-show song, so.
Oh, both of them nail the stream. Oh, and that's the thing is like we're talking about Kinfante being a really good ITG player, and you can see the minimalism out of his step jumps. He is absolutely making work out of that. Oh, he picks up a miss.
Getting a little tripped up by that slowdown there.
Malkier still holding on to a lead right now. Oh, and that brutal stream part right there, both of them handle it really well. Oh, and Malkier choosing the foot switch, that right there.
Both players saying no to brackets. I'm jumping these arrows here.
And Malkier takes it 1489, Kinfante 1406 for the quick 3-0. out of that intense set. So we are not going to see Orca Challenge or Orca Expert this time.
What a shame, but don't worry, we'll keep it in the chamber. You never know when it'll come, if it comes back out, you know.
Absolutely. So Malkier moving on, doing a good job on that. Kinfante dropping down, but that's okay. So as I go ahead and hand this selection of cards back to our TL, we're going to go ahead and get that next card draw. I also want to say, like, shout out to, I love Kinfante. I've seen him at plenty of tournaments, got to spend a lot of time with him, but shout out to Malkier. If you guys didn't know, Malkier is, I always reference a mysterious player who has the misfortune of being seeded too high, generally in tournaments. Because of sometimes what we'll do for seeding, instead of having qualifiers, we'll actually just aggregate your EMU scores and go off of that. Malkier suffers the bane of that due to, I'll have to ask again, if in Michigan squad, check me on this. Did he MFC something, or he PFC'd something obnoxious?
Yeah, I don't
so
remember.
His ceiling is so high, he gets seeded pretty high.
Yeah.
And he's usually just like, and Malkier's usually just like, I'm tired of this, yo. Like,
but like that said, like he gets seated super high, but also like he's still able to keep up. He says, I'm seated high, I don't care. I'm gonna keep going.
But like shout out to them. Like, they've been really putting in the grind, and not only 10 perfects on Sword of Vengeance Expert is kind of crazy. Like, that's pretty good. That's nuts for one. But like, shout out to them for like putting in the work and not only being in top 8, but if I recall, didn't they take second at the last whiteout?
Yeah,
they took second at the last whiteout and handled that last set with the quick 3-0.
Oh yeah.
With a pretty intense set, looking clean. So like, shout out to Malkier. I'm looking forward every time I do get to hang out with them, outside of the tournament, just sit and just chat. I always like learn a little bit more about them, and I'm super happy just to see them playing at such a high level.
Yeah, and definitely like it's still at that high level and still improving over time. Like for a lot of people, like you do kind of hit that weird plateau where you're like, I'm struggling to really push myself here. I can't really make much ground here, but he still keeps climbing. Again, I don't care. I'm going to keep going.